There's me, Dev, aka Maestro Kaiso, on stage in Guyana, performing for the first time internationally. And I wanted to make this video to talk about my experience and to bring you into my world. So. Traveling overseas for the purpose of performing brought up so many different just emotions and feelings, and it felt like all of the work I've been putting in over the years was finally being recognized. And then I had these moments where I was able to really confront and antagonize the imposter syndrome that sometimes comes up, like when I'm questioning whether I'm good enough for these opportunities. It turns out that I am. And the experience overall was a major boost to my confidence as a person and as a musician, because I've been doing this for so long, and it felt really good to do this on such a large level and just be out, leaving the States to go do this thing that I've been doing for damn near my whole life. And I put so much work in. I really put so much work in. So being the featured artist came with some promotional things. Just saying that I was a featured artist is crazy. But I did a newspaper article for the Guyana Chronicle. And then I did 3 radio interviews. One of them was on Kaitio Radio. And then there was a break. And then I did one for Light FM, which was really cool. And then I did another one for HJ94. And that was a vibe. I did a solo performance at the National Park for Emancipation Day. And when I say the audience was the largest audience I've ever performed for in my life, it was actually the largest audience I've ever performed for in my life. And unfortunately, I don't have any videos yet, but I'm trusting that the videos and content are finding their way to me. But just know, it was crazy. It was really a life-changing experience, just playing for that many people and strangers. Sidebar, looking into the audience, you would think I was in Flatbush for real. Just, I love Black people, yo. So I'm really grateful to Signal Productions. Shoutouts to Bunny Alves and Charmaine Blackman Alves for sponsoring me. It was really a great experience. And gotta shout out the Quick Pick Band. Shoutouts to Trevor, Michael, and Elmer. We really did some magic on that stage, and I appreciate all of y'all. And I'm really grateful that my mom was able to come with me and see me step into this new level of being a performer. And I'm grateful to all my loved ones back home that reassured me when I was freaking out during moments of just whatever was going through my head and just leading up to those performances. So I really appreciate y'all for holding me down. And I'm really grateful to have gotten a chance to hang out with some of my cousins that live in Guyana. That was a really cool experience. And just an overall shout outs to everybody I met while I was there. So some of my favorite parts about being in Guyana, and I'm not ranking them, this is in no order, but definitely I was loving the fresh fruits and vegetables, specifically the mangoes and cucumbers. I spent so much time getting mango hairs out of my teeth, but I don't care. I got my coconut water and coconut jelly. I was looking forward to that since I was a child. I've been just, that was one of my favorite things about going to Guyana when I was like a lot younger. And I love the pastries, the pine tarts, the cheese straws, and the cheese rolls specifically. So good. And honestly, I love hearing Guyanese people talk. Even though I was born in the States, there's something in the accent that feels like home to me. And I don't even care to try to figure out what that is. It's just something there. And it was something really cool. There's something really special about like when we were being driven around and hearing my mom point out the window and be like, you know, this is where so and so went to school. Oh, I used to work here, etc. And just getting that sort of like old time stories kind of vibe. And some of the biggest challenges I had to overcome was definitely just getting out of my own head. Like I mentioned before about the imposter syndrome and anxiety, I really had to do a lot of deep reflection and constantly remind myself that I'm worthy of these opportunities. And I felt really similarly leading up to the performance on the Kelly Clarkson show. And it definitely reminded me of all the work I've done in therapy around improving like my self-esteem and internalizing my achievements. And honestly, one of the biggest challenges was grief. There were so many moments where I was thinking about my granny and some of my other relatives that passed on. And some moments on the trip were very, very emotional. And I gave myself, or endeavored to give myself, so much grace and space to deal with stuff. And I could, like I mentioned, the pastries, and I really get emotional when I eat Guyanese style pastries because they remind me of my granny, yo. And I miss her, yo. Grief is wild. But yeah, that's my experience being in Guyana. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and here's some of my performance.